that I'm all about balanced, four-dimensional living in body, mind, heart, and spirit. So what is the one most powerful thing you can do to transform and improve your life, your body? Hello, this is Dr. C.J. Benkert with Pura Vida Wellness. I have a question for you. A powerful, powerful question, and the answer can absolutely transform your life. So, what is the one most powerful, free thing that you can do for the health of your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit? So if you've been listening to me for any time at all, you know that I'm all about balanced, four-dimensional living in body, mind, heart, and spirit. So what is the one most powerful thing you can do to transform and improve your life, your body, your mental, cognitive, functioning ability, your relationships, your feeling and emotions and experiencing life, your ability to learn and turn on your brain, and then lastly, your relationship with God, your spiritual connection? What is the one most powerful thing that you can do that doesn't cost a penny to improve your life and to benefit yourself primarily from a mental and a physiological aspect, and I would also say spiritual? Fasting. Fasting is so friggin' powerful. Let me read this to you. The physiology of fasting. As long as we're alive, the innate heat, or I like to call the innate intelligence, or the metabolic fire, is always active. And as long as this metabolic fire is burning, it must consume something for fuel. Normally, the innate heat or metabolic fire is fed by nutrients from food that we're eating. But when we fast, we cut off the outer supply of fuel, and the metabolic fire begins to feed on the body's own inner reserves, the body's own inner physician. Isn't that an amazing term? Inner physician, inner doctor, inner healer. Your own doctor inside knows exactly where to go, what to metabolize, what to eliminate, and how to eliminate it. So fasting is what is the most powerful thing that you can do, no matter what organic food you're eating, or no matter what supplements you're taking, or what school you're taking, or what degrees you have, or how amazing your relationships are. There's nothing you can do that will benefit your life more, and not just my opinion, but based on studies and thousands of years of empirical evidence, than fasting. So fasting has been around longer than life itself, pretty much. Fasting is a universal principle that has been in our history books for years and years and years. It's the one thing that Muhammad and Gandhi had in common, and Jesus is they all fasted. They might not have agreed on their spiritual beliefs or their theological beliefs, but they all have fasting in common. There's an amazing power to the number 40. So Jesus went into the wilderness for 40 days. The first 40 days of my Pura Vida transformation system that I take people through is a fasting mimicking 40 days. What else happened? the number 40. The number 40 is all about like transformation. So Moses was on Mount Sinai to receive the commandments for 40 days. For 40 years, Moses fled Egypt. The flood in the Bible lasted for 40 days. And I just said Jesus fasted for 40 days. Lent is 40 days. 40 days is the time frame that we recommend women to rest after giving birth. 40 represents change, and it's a powerful number, and fasting is powerful. People have been fasting longer than we know that people have been on the planet, and it's been primarily done for spiritual reasons. But to give you an example is Pythagoras, the Greek mathematician who was born before Christ. He would not even allow a student to come in and learn his mathematical theories without fasting for 40 days first. He wouldn't even accept a student without fasting for 40 days first. I did some research today, and I found out that he was not just a mathematician, but he was also known as a philosopher. And he actually loved to travel. And he was born in 570 BC. And he actually went to Egypt because he found out about a mystical school or training that he could go through in Egypt. And he was told that he would not be allowed in the school until he fasted for 40 days. And he's like, what? I've come for knowledge. I've not come for any type of discipline. But the school authority said, we cannot give you knowledge unless you are different. And really, we are not interested in knowledge at all. We're interested in the actual experience. No knowledge is knowledge unless it is lived and experienced. So you'll have to go on a 40-day fast, continuously breathing in a certain manner with a certain awareness in certain points. So anyway, long story short, he did the fasting. After 40 days of fasting and breathing aware and attentive, he was allowed to enter the school. And this is what Pythagoras said about those 40 days of fasting. This is what he said. I'm getting goosebumps. I am a different man. I am reborn. You were right and I was wrong. Because then my whole standpoint was intellectual. Through this purification, my center of being has changed. From the intellect, it has come down to the heart. Now I can feel things. Before this training, I could only understand through the intellect, through the head. Now I can feel. Truth is not a concept to me, but life. It is not going to be a philosophy, but rather an experience. Oh my gosh, existential? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Anyway, so he went back to Greece after this experience, and he became known as the fountainhead, the source of all mysticism in the West. So pretty powerful, right? So that's kind of some history with fasting. Dr. Jason Fung, he's really the current father of fasting. He has a book on fasting. I've got a bunch of his books. This is the one that I could find real quick, The Diabetes Code. You can find him online. Anyway, he talks about fasting, and he's a medical doctor. He's actually a kidney specialist in Canada who was taking all these diabetics through, all these kidney diseases and dialysis, and he started experimenting with fasting with these patients and just saw these amazing changes occurring. And he came to a lot of the same conclusions that I've come to throughout my journey and my process of learning and acquiring knowledge and helping patients as well, is that if you give the body the time and the space, if you give the body the good stuff and you take away the bad stuff, miracles occur. So his research shows that the average person is actually, and this is average, the average person has a 15-hour eating window. In other words, whenever you start eating, and the average person starts eating as soon as they get up, and then by the time they get done eating, that whole eating window, that whole time that they're eating, there's no healing happening. So the power of fasting is when you're not eating, when you're not putting food into your system, when you're allowing yourself 15, 16, 17 hours a day, and that's one of the first fasting variations that I'm going to teach. So today is my fasting variation prelude. This is just a prelude to next week's fasting variation training week. There's links on all of my social media pages, my personal page on Facebook, um, the private tribe group. If you're a client of mine, there's a link. You have to sign up for the fasting variation training to get my handouts. And then we also have links on our Pura Vida Wellness with Dr. CJ, which is our community page, and then the Pura Vida Wellness business page. So today, Wednesday, the 29th, September, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm going to be giving you a prelude and getting everybody and anybody who wants to experience fasting at whatever level, because I'm going to take you through the very beginning stages of fasting all the way to 5 days and beyond fasting. So we're going to be covering intermittent fasting, 24 hour, 36, 48, 72, 4-day, 5, 6, 7 days and beyond fasting. So today I just wanted to introduce how powerful fasting is, let you know that please use the link, sign up for the fast so that you can get the proper guides and materials that'll support you through the fast. And I am here live today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and then we will actually start the fasting variation training Monday, October 4th. And I'll be going live every day covering all the different types of fasts. And then by the end of the week on Saturday, now you're going to have all these amazing fasts in your toolkit that you'll be able to just pull out and be able to start doing intermittent fasting. And then once a week, I want you to start doing a 24-hour fast. And I'm going to talk about how often you should do a 36-hour fast, a 48-hour fast. I'm going to go into detail how powerful and what the specific benefits are of each type of fast. So not just fasting in general, like what I've done in the past, but exactly what's happening and why would you utilize intermittent fasting versus a 5-day water fast. So our bodies were meant to store fat and burn fat, feast and famine. So when we were cavemen, cave women, and we would go out and we couldn't find food for the day, do you think that we would just get really tired and that we would get confused because we couldn't find food? Or what would make more sense? What has the natural adaptation process been, the survival instinct been, the evolution of our DNA? Was it that when we couldn't find food, we would get tired and have no energy and we couldn't think? No, if we couldn't find food that day, we had to go back into the cave without any food. The natural survival instinct of the body, your DNA, is going to give you more energy, sharpen your thinking, allow you to just be completely on top of your game. So the next day, you'd have more energy to travel further looking for food. That's why we're alive here on the planet today, because fasting actually increases your energy. It doesn't go after muscle. It goes after diseased tissue. It goes after all the stuff that your body doesn't need, and it uses fat for energy and glycogen storage for energy instead. So there have been like books written. There's a book called Unbroken, and it was a book written about, I think it was the World War II camps and how people were starving and they didn't have food. And this book goes into how the mental clarity increased significantly with all of these people around that were starving, these mental feats that they were able to accomplish, things that you would never normally be able to do. And it's because instead of digesting food and taking all of this energy towards that, the body was cleaning itself out and cleaning out the brain and cleaning out the cells and cleaning out the tissue, so that the brain could do things that it normally wouldn't be able to do while eating. So the number one, or the vast majority of almost all diseases. You've heard me talk about insulin resistance, but even back up even deeper than that, like let's go further down the root of the tree of the cause of the disease. And really it's auto intoxication. So auto intoxication is the body just, toxifying itself, because we're not living like our ancestors lived, the natural cycles of life, the natural feast and famine, the natural times when there wouldn't be any food, and we would fast and clean out our body and heal and cleanse our body and turn on that inner physician so that we could live longer. There's been studies done on mice. When mice have severe caloric restrictions, their lifespan is increased. They live longer. So if you want to live longer, if you want to have less disease, if you want to be happier, if you want to experience more joy, if you want to make sure that you're not going to get cancer and Alzheimer's, learning about fasting is going to give you one of the most powerful tools possible to accomplish that. We're all here for a limited time. This is true. But what you can control is the quality of your life, the longevity of your life, and why be here unless you feel really good, you're not hurting, you have amazing energy, you can throw your grandchildren up in the air, you can still play basketball, you can still surf, you can still travel, you can still enjoy your life. And I'm telling you, there is nothing, shall I repeat, nothing more powerful that you can do for your body, your physiology, your mind, your spirit, your heart than fasting. Stay tuned as I continue on this discussion of fasting and getting anybody and everybody who wants to improve their life prepared for our Fasting Variation Week, which starts next Monday, October 4th. We have links available to sign up for that fast. We also have links available to purchase a mineral bundle. I'm going to guide you and supervise you and help you through how to conduct a fast properly. So if you're planning on fasting with us any longer than 2 or 3 days, please get those minerals. It's really important that we stay safe during the fast, and I'll teach you more about that later, but the minerals are available right now. Just click on the link to join the fasting group, and you'll have the opportunity to buy those minerals at the same time, because I want anybody and everybody that wants to do this Fasting Variation Week with us, I want you to have everything that you need by next Monday, the 4th. So today is Wednesday, September 29th. So you've got today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can pick them up in our clinic if you're close by. If not, just purchase the minerals online and we will get them shipped out to you immediately. We want to make sure that everybody who's going to participate in the Fasting Variation Week has the mineral bundle and has everything that you need to be successful and to have an amazing, profound, deep change in the health and healing and cleansing of your body. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned till tomorrow. And please click on the link and join the Fasting Variation group so that we can get you the proper materials and resources so that you can do the different types of fasts safely and effectively. This is Dr. CJ Benkert with Buddha Vida Wellness, loving you, supporting you, teaching you, leading you by example, how to be your healthiest, most transformed self in body, mind, heart, and spirit. Peace out.